Hey everybody, it's Mike at Sapulpa Times coming at you with another special segment. Sitting here with Jeremy Garrett, the director for the new show that's coming out over at Sapulpa Community Theatre. I cannot believe it's time to do this again. I felt like
Again,
we just got done with
we
the last show that we did.
we did. Seems
Uh,
like it.
yeah, but it was good. And it's funny because we only do 4 shows a year, but it seems like, and every time one is done, I'm like, oh, the next show is not for forever. It'll be fine. And then here we are
And
talking
it
about the next one.
comes fast.
Yeah, it does. And Jeremy, this is good. You sat in the chair before. We've talked about your shows before. They've always been awesome. And I know you're involved with not only the show that's coming up, but one that's coming up later this season as well, right?
Hmm.
And I don't know if we'll get a chance to talk about that, but this one that we are about to start like promoting, I'm really excited about. It is an Agatha Christie show, which is always a big hit. Agatha Christie, I think, is like the best-selling novelist and English novelist or something.
Yeah.
And goodness, so many of her books have become plays. I don't. Did she write that way to make her stuff plays? You think,
Um,
like with the intention of that somebody would be acting out all this stuff?
I think she could have now. Like, and then there were none was a it was like her most popular book,
Oh, it
and
was.
then it was turned into a play later.
Okay. Okay.
So it's there was a book, and then and she turned it into a stage play.
Okay, okay. I did not know that it was her most popular book, so that's an even bigger bonus then. So, but it seems like every time we do an Agatha Christie play or a show or anything that's remotely like seems to have that same kind of feel as an Agatha Christie thing, it's always
Hmm.
a huge hit. And tickets are on sale now at sepulpatheater.org in case you guys are interested in going ahead and getting those. I would go ahead and do that. The show opened in about a month. And
Hmm.
you were just telling me you guys are you're feeling it. You're about to go off book this next Monday, I think, right?
Yeah, our off book day is next Monday, this coming Monday, the 18th. So it's an exciting time. It's probably more exciting for me than it is the actors, but
What have you felt like in terms of doing this show as compared to some of the other shows that you directed and stuff before and acted in?
um, there's Agatha Christie is always a little bit different than doing most shows because of the way it's written, the time it's set in, the she has distinct characters in her shows. So there is a lot of character work that needs to get done. It's almost like doing Shakespeare in that aspect, as far as doing the character work for her.
Yeah, and actually, since you brought that up, okay, were you in Murder by the Book?
I was not, but I know it was based off of, and then there were not. Well, Ten Little Indians, the original name. Murder by the Book was based off of that.
Oh, it was. Okay. And so it's kind of along that same
Hmm.
idea then. I just felt like you had played a character there. So give me a rundown real quick if you can remember like recently any of the most recent shows you've been on.
Well, just last year,
Yeah.
I directed and was in Bloody Jack, um,
Excellent show.
which great show, great script, different, completely different than And Then There Were None. It's a completely different show as far as the aspect of what it does. Um, like it was all murder mystery, but there was no one dying during the show.
Right.
So spoiler alert, people do get killed.
In this one.
And then there were none.
Okay.
It's the only way you can whittle it down from 10 to none. Um, so it's different dealing with the murder aspect of um, the people that die in the show, and doing it in a way that's not gratuitous or in your face or something like that. So that's a little bit that's a little bit different. Um, doing the show here at Sepulpa and keeping it family friendly.
So I was going to ask you that. That's if you're not aware, Sapulpa Community Theater is pretty well known for our family friendly shows that we do. And so when you do something that's based on like a series of murders, then it kind of like, well, how do you solve that problem? But I've actually heard that you guys have come up with some creative solutions for. It's not necessarily just the lights go out and they come back on and somebody's dead. It's you got more to it than that, at least in a couple of them.
Yeah, there are people that die um, right there on stage.
Okay.
Um, it's not it's not hidden. It's not, we're not keeping it from you. Just, do you notice?
Okay. And so, have you had any other kind of good challenges with the show that you guys have been um, just doing?
Um, well, I mean, the biggest challenge of the show, and it's what um, is always a challenge with this show. You can look up and do research over companies that have done the show. The set is the biggest challenge
I've heard that too.
of the
Yeah.
show, and you take it and put it on this stage, which is a smaller stage, and there's so many different pieces that you have to have because they're actually written into the story that they have to be there. Um, it definitely makes it a challenge. We found very good and creative ways to get around those, having everything we need while also still having enough space on stage and backstage for everything that we need, and 12 actors.
Is that how many there are this time? 12?
That is, I think we lost one, so I think we have 11 now.
Okay.
But yeah, having enough room for everybody on stage, backstage, uh, is was a challenge to create all that, and I think we did it.
Yeah. And that doesn't even include, like, I know you got some stage crew and stuff like that that'll also
As
kind of be out
stage
there
crew, we gotta have
prop arrangement.
there's a lot of props, so we gotta have the prop table has to be in one certain space,
Okay.
and it has to be there. So creating enough space, and it's where we also have to have more space. So creating the spot to do that was something that we actually we've got a lot of uh, minds that have been coming up with ideas.
Yeah, it's a great thing to have. One thing, like I said, on the board of this theater, and I so appreciate that we've got folks that just bring great ideas to the table about how to solve things just on the business side of it. I can't imagine the kind of creativity they're bringing to the actual performing side of it.
Yeah, you get people that know what they're doing.
Yeah, always helpful.
And that's always the best part of back to creating characters is people that know what they're doing. And we've had many conversations. I've had many conversations. John Ray has had conversations with characters and actors. Okay, I know what Caleb would do here, but what would Blore do? You have those conversations. Well,
Yeah.
it's what the character is going to do is different than the actor. So having all those minds in there to figure out what they're going to do
Okay.
is very helpful.
Um, well, let me backtrack for just a minute here because I don't know that we've ever talked about how you started out with the theater and went from being an actor to being a director. And I'm curious if that's something that you always wanted to direct, or is that just something you kind of fell in love with later on? Because now
I
I think I see you more directing than acting,
Yeah,
actually.
I direct more now than I act. Acting is physically it's a challenge. Um,
Yeah.
but uh, I started out like dabbling in film, and writing and directing short films, acting in some. Um, and when I transitioned over to the stage, I didn't think about being a director.
Okay.
I was just enjoying acting.
Hmm.
And then I had my first chance to direct a short for Heller Theater, and it was, it was good. I really liked it. It was in the horror genre, which is my genre.
Yeah, I
Um,
can tell if you can't tell from the clothes he's wearing.
So that was in my genre, and bringing the creativity that I've always had. My dad used to tell me when I was making movies with my little figurines, my Ninja Turtles and stuff, that son, that's imagination and creativity. I didn't get that when I was a kid. So bringing that imagination and creativity and um, I think just a viewpoint that I see things a little bit differently than some directors do.
Okay.
I've picked up a lot of tips and tricks from other directors. Um, Chuck Osuna, who
Yeah.
directed a lot at Sapulpa Community Theatre, really pointed me in a lot of right directions. It kind of showed me that you can be a director and really think outside the box. Um, as I've had some cut and paste directors that just kind of say, okay, let's just do it like this, and
Right.
that's how we do it. There's no communication really.
Okay.
And I really strive for the communication between the actors and the director. Like I'm always open. Start of rehearsals, they get my phone number 24/7. Just contact me.
Just reach out.
So getting from an actor to a director was something that partially happened. I feel like I can use my creativity a little more as a
Okay.
director than I can as an actor.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, when you have the megaphone and you're able
Hmm.
to direct the actors on what to do, and you've got a vision and stuff that comes to life in that,
Hmm.
which is always great. So I always appreciate it when we have folks who have been actors and they've worked with our theater and then they become directors through that. Because sometimes when you bring in actors from an outside um, playhouse or college or something like that. And they haven't really been around Sapulpa. They don't know our people. They don't know our audiences. I don't know that we've ever had a terrible experience there, but I think, you know, maybe we'll only have that director one time
Yeah.
for some reason. And in some cases, it works out really well. But and yours having you back again, how many shows have you directed now? Is this your second, third?
This is my second here. It's my fourth full show, and
Okay.
I've directed quite a few short shows
Okay.
as
Yeah.
well.
What's the difference in a short and a full show?
Shorts are anywhere from like 10 to 30 minutes.
Okay.
There's shorts, there's one acts, which I currently have a one act that I wrote at the Sand Springs One Extravaganza.
Okay.
That will be there. So, dabbling in all aspects of it. But yeah, it's funny. I started here in Sapulpa. I didn't start here in Sapulpa, but my first show that I did in here in Sapulpa was Agatha Christie's Black Coffee,
Black Coffee.
which was directed by Chuck.
Yeah, and I
Um,
remember. Yeah, I was a part of that. I was on the
yeah,
board at the time.
I played the killer in there. So that was fun. And then I just right before that I had done in Muskogee, Murder on the Orient Express.
Okay.
So I've got a penchant for Agatha Christie shows.
Yeah, you do.
And then the None is my favorite. Is my absolute favorite.
Is it? Well, and I noticed like the last show you did before this one, when you did Bloody Jack, I'm guessing, do you just really enjoy the British accent or something? And what was
I
choosing the
don't
British
I
shows?
don't I don't love it, but sometimes you gotta have it.
Yeah, yeah, you do for this show specifically, and it's great. Again, going back to the creativity and stuff that we see from the characters, there is, you know, when you're a stodgy American like me, I think we just hear British accents and they all sound the same, but I know there's different dialects and there's
Hmm.
emphasis, and you know, your Michael Caine British person sounds way different than like your Tom Holland British and
Yeah.
things of that nature. So,
Yeah, they have accents just like we do. Whether you're doing it north, south, like what, you know, where you're actually at, changes there. Like a Southern American doesn't sound like a New Yorker. So
right,
it's the same
yeah.
for British accents.
It is the same. Okay. Okay. That's good to know. Are we going to see any of that in the show, you think?
Um,
Are they all from the same area?
there's some different accents. Uh, we actually have someone who, like, when we coming up with backstories, gave herself an American backstory
Okay.
where she's an American, and I said, you know what? Okay, you don't have a British accent then.
I bet she's going
You
to stand
write
out.
yourself into having an American accent. That's great. Um,
What would have been great is if that person was actually British, like by birth or something, but they're giving themselves an American accent.
yeah,
That's a little Hollywood for you, I think.
yeah.
But
But yeah, it's really exciting. I'm really excited about that. And then there were none is a show that I've wanted to direct since I kind of started directing.
okay.
Um, I was asked last year after Bloody Jack, I guess you know, it was well liked. And so I was asked if I was to come back, what show would I want to direct? So I said, and then there were none. Pretty sure there's no way that you know, it would be deemed impossible to do on this stage again because they did it like 20 something years ago.
Uh-huh.
Um, and it's, you know, the smaller stage and everything you have to have. But I was told, hey, we got it, and then there were none. It's like, okay,
So
yeah,
you went into it expecting it to like not pass the muster because of our smaller stage and stuff.
right.
Okay. Uh,
Um, and it did. So
yeah, it
here we
did.
are.
Yeah, here we are. We're a month out, man. We're
Uh,
excited.
yeah, I gotta say, like, it's the most, like, we had almost 30 people show up to auditions as well.
That's what, yeah, Michelle told me that it was like the biggest audition we'd ever had.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Do you have any insight as to why that was? Do you think it's the show, or did we just put the word out really well?
I
Or
think it was a combination of, you know, everyone, like, word of mouth was really good. The show, you know, Agatha Christie is a name that brings people.
hmm hmm
Um, So I think it was a combination of all the factors. Like you know, I had put the word out to, you know, I've done shows like everywhere, all around here. So I was putting the word out. That Michelle and Sapulpa was putting the word out. Um, I put the word out to people, and then they would put the word out for me again. So I think it was just a combination of all factors.
Okay. I was also going to ask you, since we mentioned you being involved in another show later this season, and you're wearing the hat that's
Wearing the
kind of
hat.
giving the teaser for it. So, Barnstorm of Space is that show is one that actually was that BA. Where was that one at?
Originally, it was done downtown at Studio 308,
Downtown Tulsa.
downtown Tulsa.
Okay.
And then we did it again last year. We did it again as a fundraiser
Okay.
at BACP.
And now, I guess it's effectively a sequel or
It is
something.
a sequel.
Telling.
You don't have to know what happened.
Okay,
Um, but
that's helpful.
we will be putting out some videos and stuff,
Oh, kind of explaining the
kind of
story.
explaining what happens and who these characters are, because we do have some character changes that, if you watch the first one, we have people that came and watched the first one like 5 times at
Wow.
the theater, and we don't want character changes to be jarring,
Uh-huh.
because some actors, and there was 20 something actors, and they can't all come back.
No, that's a pretty
Um,
big cast. Is
so
that is,
it'll be bigger.
really?
It'll be bigger.
Oh my God.
There's more characters in this one.
Okay, so the show he's talking about is called Barnstormers and the Atomic Clock.
Yep, Barnstormers.
Barnstormers of Space and
Yeah,
the
Barnstormers
Atomic.
Space versus the Atomic Clock.
And that'll be out later this year in like late August, early September, I think.
Yeah, it's the last weekend of August, first weekend of September.
Okay, and so we'll tell you more about that as we get closer to it. But
I would like to say that it's something I plan on putting in the lobby for and then there were none. We have a painting
okay,
that was done originally for it was an original painting for Barnstormers versus the Atomic Clock that we're gonna put in the lobby and raffle off, just
okay.
like we did it with Bloody Jack. It's also painted by Bonnie Wicks,
Oh,
who was in Bloody Jack. She was her kids were in the original Barnstormers.
okay.
She painted an original painting off of a design that was designed by Ron Hackney, the writer for it. That we're going to
Awesome.
raffle off. So I want to, I want to put the word out for that too.
Okay. Well, I mean,
It's a very special place in my heart.
I can imagine. I mean, I haven't seen the first one yet, but I'm looking forward to seeing this one, and I'll definitely have to watch all the videos.
Mm,
But man, guys, I hope you're getting as excited as I am for this show. Uh, Again, Agatha Christie's And Then There Were None. Her most popular, famous book is now a play at Sapulpa Community Theatre. We're going to be showing her for the first time in about 20 years. And it's like he said, it's going to be a challenging production, but it looks like it's going to be a great one too. So
very
I'm
good.
really excited. Tickets are available now at sapulpatheater.org. Tickets are $15 for adults or $5 for students pre-K through 18. And while we're talking about Barnstormers and everything, I should go ahead and mention that we do have season passes available as well. And that includes adults and couples. And then there's even a family 4-pack if you wanted to do something like that. So if coming to the theater at Sapulpa Community Theater is something you think you might want to do more of, go ahead and pick up that season pass and save yourself some money over the 4 shows that you get in there. So, but Jeremy, this has been great, man. I'm excited. This is the first, actually, this is the first that he and I have talked about this longer than like 30 seconds.
Yeah, yeah.
And I knew it was going to be a great show, though. Agatha Christie is always a great show.
Always a great show.
Yeah.
And
So,
I said it's like you see, like it's good enough and popular enough that there's been hundreds of readaptations. Just like we talk about Murder by the Book.
yeah,
Like there's been
that's one of
TV
them.
shows, movies that aren't called And Then There Were None or Ten Little Indians, but they're based off of the 10 strangers or however many strangers get invited to a random place and what happens. That's
Okay. Okay, well, guys, there it is, man. It's going to be a great show. Opens up in about a month. You're going to start seeing the posters and the graphics and everything on social media pretty regularly here starting this week. So, telling you now so you can go ahead and get your tickets while they're available, because chances are this show is definitely going to sell out. Especially that second weekend is almost guaranteed to sell out. But I would go ahead and get your tickets now where you can. Sapulpatheater.org. Jeremy, thank you again for being here, man. This is going to be good. Looking
pleasure,
forward to seeing you.
pleasure as always, man.
Yeah, yeah.
Always.
So, all right, well, we'll see you at the next one then.
You bet.
Okay. All right, guys. Thanks for tuning in to the Time Loop. We will see you guys at the next episode. Have a great rest of your day, everybody. Bye bye.
Bye.